The Zodiac Executioner. One self-named Zodiac executioner is straightforwardly connected to 5 killings in the San Francisco Cove region in the last part of the 1960s and professed to commit upwards of 37. He has never been gotten or recognized. Who is the Zodiac Executioner? One self-announced Zodiac executioner is straightforwardly connected to something like 5 homicides in Northern California in 1968 and 1969, with 2 different casualties making due in spite of serious wounds. Be that as it may, he could have been answerable for additional killings. He insulted police and conveyed intimidations through letters chipped off region papers from 1969 to 1974. Preceding suddenly stopping correspondence. Through that correspondence, he professed to have killed upwards of 37 individuals. In spite of serious examinations and various hypotheses relating to the executioner's character, nobody was at any point gotten for the violations, and the case stays open. The secret encompassing the killings has been the subject of various books and films, including Chief David Fincher's acclaimed 2007 film Zodiac. Zodiac Executioner Letters, Image, and Code. On August 1, 1969, the San Francisco Inspector, San Francisco Narrative, and Vallejo Times-Messenger each got an indistinguishable manually written letter in an envelope without a bring address back. Starting, Dear Supervisor, I'm the enemy of the 2 teens last Christmas at Lake Herman. The letters contained subtleties from the Zodiac executioner's homicides that Maine the culprit might have known. The executioner proceeded to compromise further assaults on the off chance that the letters weren't imprinted on the first page of the papers. Each letter shut with an image comprising of a circle with a get through it, in what might come to be known as the Zodiac executioner's image. The letters were likewise each joined by one piece of a 3-section figure that he guaranteed contained his character. While Cove Region Police Divisions, fully backed by the FBI, worked hotly to find the executioner, one more letter before long showed up at the San Francisco Inspector. Starting, Dear Manager, this is the Zodiac talking. It likewise depicted the homicides exhaustively and provoked police for not having had the option to decipher his code or catch him. A few days after the fact, secondary teacher Donald Solidify and his better half, Betty, had the option to settle the code. I like killing individuals since it is such a lot of tomfoolery, it read. It is more enjoyable than killing wild game in the woods since man is the most risky creature of all. 3 days after the 4th realized Zodiac killing, the 1969 homicide of cab driver Paul Stein, the San Francisco Narrative got a letter guaranteeing the wrongdoing. Written in similar unpredictable print as the Zodiac's past letters, it gave the subtleties of Stein's homicide and was joined by a ridiculous piece of Stein's shirt. Toward the finish of the letter, the executioner considered that he would next shoot out the tire of a school transport and take out the youngsters surprisingly out. The Zodiac executioner proceeded with his provoking correspondence with Narrows Region papers, in which he included more codes, professed to have carried out a few additional homicides, and derided the police for their failure to get him. In 1974, the letters halted, however the examination proceeds right up till now. 4 separate assaults affecting 7 individuals have been authoritatively ascribed to the Zodiac executioner. The principal affirmed episode occurred the evening of December 20, 1968, when 17-year-old David Faraday and his 16-year former sweetheart, Betty Lou Jensen, were shot to death close to their vehicle at a remote spot on Lake Herman Street, on the edges of Vallejo, California. Police were confused, unfit to decide the thought process in the wrongdoing or a suspect. Promptly in the first part of the day of July 5, 1969, Darlene Farron, age 22, and her sweetheart, Mike Majo, age 19, were sitting in left vehicle in a likewise distant Vallejo area when they were moved toward by a man with an electric lamp. The figure discharged different shots at them, killing Farron and truly injuring Majo. In something like an hour of the episode, a man called the Vallejo Police Division, providing them with the area of the crime location and guaranteeing liability regarding both that assault and the 1968 homicides of Faraday and Jensen. Notwithstanding proof that included fingerprints, Majo's depiction, the decoded figure, and an influx of tips and leads, police couldn't find the Zodiac executioner. On the night of September 27, 1969, once more, he struck, moving toward youthful couple Cecilia Shepard and Brian Hartnell as they loosened up on a disconnected piece of the shore of Lake Berryessa in Napa District. Wearing a hood and a shirt bearing a circle cross image, he tied them up before severely cutting them, scribbling a directive for police on their vehicle entryway and leaving the scene. He then, at that point, called the Napa Police Division to guarantee liability. Shepard and Hartnell were both in basic condition yet alive when crisis administrations showed up. Notwithstanding, Shepard passed on from her injuries presently. After 14 days, on October 11, 1969, the Zodiac asserted another life, shooting 29-year-old cab driver Paul Stein in San Francisco's Presidio Levels area. As the homicide didn't appear to fit the Zodiac's example, it was at first considered a burglary until the San Francisco Narrative got a letter guaranteeing the wrongdoing. Without a doubt, 5 different homicides have been likely connected to the Zodiac executioner, including the 1963 shooting of Robert Domingos and Linda Edwards close to St. Nick, Barbara, California, and the 1966 wounding passing of understudy Sherry Jo Bates in Riverside, California. With portrayals from witnesses who had seen a man leaving the location of Paul Stein's 1969 homicide, police had the option to make in course a composite sketch of the executioner. In any case, regardless of mounting proof and the examination of various suspects, the Zodiac stayed at large. Over 50 years after the Faraday-Jensen kills, no suspect has at any point been captured. The powerlessness to recognize the Zodiac executioner has kept on disappointing policing. The secret encompassing the Zodiac case likewise keeps on captivating the general population and has roused too much hypotheses with respect to the executioner's personality. Going from conceivable to ludicrous, these incorporate the cases that he was Unabomber Ted Kaczynski, or sentenced killer Charles Manson, or that he in the end moved to Scotland and serious more homicides there prior to tracking down Joy and surrendering his fiendish behavior. A few different speculations include Arthur Lee Allen, genuine wrongdoing creator and previous San Francisco Narrative illustrator Robert Graysmith composed 2 separate deals with the executioner, 1980 SIXS Zodiac and 2002 Zodiac Exposed, eventually recognizing a man named Arthur Lee Allen as the most probable suspect. Allen kicked the bucket in 1992, in any case, and was never definitively associated with any of the homicides. Baron Van Best Jr. In 2014, HarperCollins distributed The Most Perilous Creature of All by Gary L. Stewart, in which he guarantees that his dad, Lord Van Best Jr., who looks very similar to the man in the police sketch, was the Zodiac executioner. Louis Myers. One more man approached in 2014 to uncover that a companion named Louis Myers had admitted to being the executioner before his demise in 2002. Certain occasions in Myers' set of experiences coordinated with those associated with the Zodiac. However, likewise with Allen and Van Best, there was no decisive verification. Numerous executioners. A 2023 Peacock docuseries Legend of the Zodiac Executioner places the killings were completed by various individuals. It's extremely surprising for cold cases to have this much data. However, assuming you read all the police records, you see that there's tiny connecting these wrongdoings together, series chief Andrew Knock told the New York Post. Various weapons, different MO, different casualty profile, even onlooker proclamations, changed areas, or a prize being taken from one yet none of the others.
Nex adu immortalis, libri sponde